What's good, everybody? It's your boy D Nice with I2G Hip Hop, back at it again with another review. Like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube at I2G Hip Hop. The letter I, the number 2, the letter G, Hip Hop, all one word. Let's get right into it. So, November 22nd, 2024, I think is going to go in the history books for the West Coast. We got a new album from Ice Cube. Got a new album from Corday. I also seen Crooked I had dropped a new project. Be on the lookout for that. Boldy James dropped a new album as well. I mean, he seems like he's dropping one every month at this point. But the biggest surprise, and there was no warning, no release date, anything, was Kendrick Lamar dropping his GNX album yesterday. Complete surprise. This is something a lot of artists just, are not big enough or not really able to do, to just drop an album like this. Two that come to memory that did pull it off were Eminem and Beyonce, a couple of times actually. So complete surprise that this album dropped, but we're gonna get right into it. I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times. I'm not saying this as a disclaimer. I would consider myself a Kendrick Lamar fan. As far as, some of the fans that are currently out, whether you're a Drake fan, whether you're a Kendrick fan, it's not extreme on my part. You'll kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about here once I do get into the review itself. But, the views expressed here are of I2G. It's not of Interscope. It's not of Kendrick directly or any artist. It is just I2G Hip Hop's opinion only. So let's get right into it. First track, Whacked Out Murals. This is one of, I know it's projecting a little bit, but I feel pretty spot on in saying this, one of the best intro tracks I've heard in a long time. I mean, this beat is bananas. Just the switch up on the bass line, the subtle switch up on the bass line, the way Kendrick commands the mic and how he's rapping, he completely blacks the fuck out on this track. I absolutely love it. I've had it on repeat. If you're a fan of the Joe Budden podcast, their reaction was absolutely classic to this, because the album actually went live and was actually was put out while they were recording, but it just a lyrical beast on this track. Like I said, production is absolutely sick, and so far really is my I would say, if it's not my favorite, it's number 2, which I will get to my favorite track. Squabble Up, another dope track. Soundwave on that beat, along with Kendrick, M-Tech. Super dope production as well. Really enjoyed this track. I could definitely see it being a single, possibly in the near future. Was kind of, to backtrack a little bit, was kind of surprised, at the success of They Not Like Us. I was kind of waiting to see if Kendrick was going to drop an album. Didn't seem like he was going to, as we're almost into the end of 2024. This has been a pleasant surprise. Squabble Up kind of gives you that kind of Not Like Us vibes. Early 2 tracks in, you can tell it's a heavy West Coast vibe on this album. Kind of reminds you of the Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City vibes that Kendrick had early in his career. Luther flips, the beginning, the Luther Vandross sample, another dope track that I really like from this project as well. Then going right into the next track, Man at the Garden. Kind of dope, introspective track on here as well. Kendrick's storytelling is one aspect of his MCing. I think is becoming more and more appreciated. He had tracks like Duckworth, other tracks like that where it really showcases his storytelling. But this album really is, I can say, lyrically, the lyrics, and it's really a strong point, is the storytelling and the production. on this track. So 4 for 4 so far. Hey Now, like that as well. Also with Mustard, again, showing Kendrick's lyrical prowess on this album once again as well. Mustard and Soundwave production on that. Now we get to my personal favorite so far. It's between Whacked Out Murals and Reincarnated. Reincarnated samples the classic Tupac and Outlaw's record, Made Niggas, from the gang-related soundtrack. That track is probably a top 10, fringe top 10. I mean, Tupac has so many great records, but that's a fringe top 10 record for me from Tupac. You know, I know a lot of people are not really kind of seeing the value the Outlaws would add or subtract per se from tracks with Tupac, but it's definitely a top 5 Tupac and Outlaws track, and I would say just Tupac lyrically top 10. You could just feel the rage that Pac had on this record, and the way that they were able to flip that beat on here is absolutely phenomenal. Very introspective. Kendrick speaking towards the end as he's having a conversation with God, and God is explaining to him his purpose, kind of gives the verses of how he's coming back, you know, reincarnated in different forms and different personalities. Super dope conceptually. Just going back, Man's Garden does kind of give me Nas One Mic vibes. That's what I really liked and loved about that track. And kind of went from a whisper to, you know, almost controlled rage there on his last verse. But getting back to Reincarnated, I could definitely see it being a single, super dope. But it's definitely, like I said, I'm kind of fighting with Whacked Out Murals and Reincarnated, but you know, all the diehard Tupac fans, you know, kind of, you know, that's one that they definitely gravitate to quickly and rightfully so. You know, I'm all for samples when they're done and flipped correctly, and you add your own flair and you add your own personality, put your own stamp on it, and make it your own track. And Kendrick pulled that off flawlessly with that. TV Off was cool. Again, not one of my favorite tracks on the project, but again, cool track. Production was sound with Soundwave. Also, Mustard worked on this one as well. Next track here, Dodger Blue. Love this track. Again, with the theme and the vibe, it's, you know, extremely West Coast on this album, and that's one of the things that I absolutely love about it. You know, Soundwave, Terrence Martin also assisted on the production as well with that. Peekaboo really didn't like it at first. The only kind of knock or drawback I kind of have at times with Kendrick, sometimes his voice. I know he's trying to pronunciate and inflect a lot with his with how he pronunciates or says his lyrics. It can kind of weigh a little bit on me, and kind of gets a little sing-songy at times on some tracks. You know, but always lyrically, he's always on point. Yeah, Peekaboo is a good track, but it's not one that's, you know, heavy in rotation for me so far. Heart Part 6, another right in there with Whacked Out Murals and Reincarnated. A really dope storytelling track. You know, anybody that knows, follows Kendrick knows, you know, he's done other tracks like this on previous albums. Just great storytelling. You know, rapped about, you know, he's the reason why, you know, Black Hippie did not drop a project. You know, it's kind of down, and that's kind of one of those detox type albums from the West Coast that we've always wanted to hear or see. You know, I'm not going to hold my breath on that, and definitely after this track that reaffirmed that that's not something we're going to hear anytime soon. But super dope track. Soundwave worked on this one as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Title track, GNX. The beat at the beginning, the intro, I had to double check to make sure. I mean, we're not no more in the CD age, depending on how you listen to music. But I thought something originally was wrong with my Apple Music app. Kind of how the beat switches up. It almost sounds like it's scratching or skipping. I just really couldn't get into this track. It's not horrible, it's not terrible, but just the beat itself just kind of threw me off. Really wasn't feeling it, and lyrically it was just kind of there. Not really anything outstanding on it. And then the last track on here, Gloria. Absolutely love this track. Again, Soundwave also, and Deets also worked on this. SZA did the hook. Absolutely nailed the hook. A great outro track to finish this project out. Absolutely love it. We'll definitely be playing it more in the near future. So to wrap things up here, again, love surprise albums. Like I said, not every artist is able to pull something off like this and for it to be successful. Drake would be another artist I would think of that would be able to pull something off like this. But it was definitely with Fridays and a West Coast vibe. Anybody that follows this YouTube page, we did post a Man Down album review by Ice Cube. So it was a pleasant surprise to get this. Just overall feelings about it. Album started off, super dope. Like I said, Whacked Out Murals is for me is a top 5 Kendrick Lamar track. Reincarnated as well. That kind of tails off towards the second half of the album a little bit, just for me. But the production, again, definitely a strong suit on this album. I've heard some people say that the album is too West Coast. Being a hip-hop connoisseur and consumer of music, I've heard that over the years quite a bit, and I'm not sure exactly how to take that. Kendrick is from Compton, which is on the West Coast and is in California. Some people may feel that, with the success of Not Like Us, maybe he's trying to capitalize on that. But, he's dropped, countless mixtapes. I remember, getting them on dubcnn.com back in the day. Shout out to dubcnn. And his early production, even with Top Dog Entertainment. Section 80 is a West Coast album. Good Kid, Mad City. He had Dr. Dre assisting him. Elements of To Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick does get very experimental, whether it's with his lyrics. Sometimes I hear Wayne. Sometimes I hear Andre 3000. Sometimes lyrically from him. But no denying, and make no mistake about it. Kendrick is West Coast, and one of the kings of the West Coast, if not the king of the West Coast. That's a stretch. I'll say he is currently. He's the king of the West Coast right now. And I never fault or critique our artists for experimentation or trying different things. Snoop did it as well. He went to Louisiana and signed with No Limit Records and was rapping over Southern beats. Came back to the West Coast, worked back with Dr. Dre. He's West Coast to the fullest. Ice Cube has done it before. So, allow an artist to kind of have that creative control and direction to try something new or try different production or try different beats. But this album is a straight West Coast album. If you're a West Coast hip hop fan, I urge you guys to pick up this project. It's super dope. If I would have to say out of 5, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. Like I said, listen to it about 4 or 5 times. Whacked Out Murals, Reincarnated, Gloria, I like the Luther track as well. That's super dope. Like I said, the GNX track might grow on me, but so far it's just not my cup of tea. Heart Part 6, super dope. The storytelling and the production again really carries this album. Like I said, Peekaboo, Dodger Blue, love it. Again, all you Dodger fans out there enjoying the World Series, definitely add that to your collection. TV Off might be another one that might grow on me, after a period of time. Just not in my top 4 or top 5 favorite tracks so far on this project. Now, a lot of people are also saying that this was just a teaser album until Super Bowl and everything, and then Kendrick will be dropping something else. Either way, this is a solid, well put out project. It's not like you get a mixtape vibe from this album. It's mixed and mastered well. Again, great production. Lyrically, Kendrick is at his apex, as he is, seem like he is in his zone right now. Again, Hey Now, probably another one, may grow on me over time as well. Man at the Garden, again, supreme storytelling from Kendrick. But out of 5, I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. Urge people to check it out. 2024 has been a phenomenal year for hip-hop, whether it's new artists, OGs, whoever's dropping projects. We will be having a review of Corday's album that will be coming up here soon on I2G Hip Hop as well. But from the West Coast, it's been a banner year. This feels like 2006 all over again, or I wouldn't say early 90s or 96 or 2001 with the West Coast, but it has been a banner year from the West Coast. New artists, established artists, OGs, everyone is dropping incredible music so far this year. Now, we still have a month left, and we still have that Snoop Dogg album, Missionary, with Dr. Dre. So super excited. Again, if you got a proper system, I'm big on systems, bass lines, production. This is the album for you. The Ice Cube album, Man Down. You got some proper speakers, let that shit ride in there, and give your speakers a workout. Some really dope production on here, and definitely vibe out to it and enjoy it. So again, the site, www.illuminati2g.com. On YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. The letter I, the number 2, the letter G, hip hop, all one word. We've got a slew more reviews that are coming up. We also have our Illuminati 2G Hip Hop Awards that will be next month. We'll be dropping that after the Missionary album. Should kind of be a little bit of a calm down there. Probably either around Christmas or a little before New Year's, we will drop that, and urge everybody to check that out. But 4 out of 5 stars for the new Kendrick Lamar album, GNX. D Nice, I2G Radio, signing off. Peace.